To sweep off. 4 meanings, 12 examples, idiom and synonyms of this phrasal verb. Attention. This verb is often used in the passive voice. Example, he was swept off his feet. The first meaning of this verb, to remove something from a surface. 3 examples.
He swept off the dust from his jacket. He swept off the dust from his jacket.
The wind swept off the dry leaves from the porch. The wind swept off the dry leaves from the porch.
She swept off the crumbs from the table. She swept off the crumbs from the table. She swept off the crumbs from the table. You can say, she brushed off the crumbs. She wiped off the crumbs. She cleared off the crumbs. She removed the crumbs. The second meaning of this verb, to be carried away by nature. A sudden gust swept off her hat. A sudden gust swept off her hat.
The flood swept off everything in its path. The flood swept off everything in its path.
The wave swept him off the boat. The wave swept him off the boat.
The wave swept him off the boat. You can say, the wave washed him off the boat. The wave carried him off the boat. The wave pulled him off the boat. The wave knocked him off the boat. The third meaning, to take someone somewhere quickly. The car swept her off to the airport. The car swept her off to the airport.
The morning train swept them off to the city. The morning train swept them off to the city.
The crowd swept him off toward the exit. The crowd swept him off towards the exit.
The crowd swept him off towards the exit. You can say the crowd carried him off. The crowd rushed him off. The crowd whisked him off. The crowd hurried him along. The crowd pulled him along. The fourth meaning, sweep someone off their feet, is an idiom. It means to charm someone.
He swept her off her feet with his charm. He swept her off her feet with his charm.
The young artist swept the audience off their feet. The young artist swept the audience off their feet.
She was swept off her feet by his kindness. She was swept off her feet by his kindness. She was swept off her feet by his kindness. You can say, she was charmed by his kindness. She was captivated by his kindness. She was enchanted by his kindness. She was won over by his kindness. at the start of something new. Sweep off the old doubts and fears.